Guten Tag. Ich bin eine big knacker. Oh, wait a second here. I was speaking a little bit German there for a second. Welcome back, knife nerds and everyday care people. It's your boy, the Big Knucker here, talking to you about something that is very near and dear to my heart. You know, this is one of the things that make me cry at night to myself in the dark, getting that hair whittling edge. I don't know. I get all choked up when I think about it. You know what? It drove me crazy watching YouTuber after YouTuber after YouTuber whittling hair, and I wondered why. And this is a big part of the reason why, is actually diamond sprays. If you are a serious knife collector, a serious knife sharpener, I think it's something that you should probably have in your arsenal. Now, it is not the end all and be all, and it's not going to make up for mistakes of terrible sharpening, but it does put that last little bit of really bitey edge on it, and it allows you to really get some cutting edges like you've never gone to before. And I love this stuff. And for me, I've actually had this for quite some time now. I've had this for close to 3 years. And this is actually Hand American Heavy Concentration Diamond Spray. There's a whole lot of makers out there right now, and I think Hand American was one of the first ones. I don't think they're around anymore. I know you can still buy some of the product out there in some of the places, you know, Chef's Knives to Go and BestSharpeningstones.com and stuff like that. But I have not been able to really find a Hand American website that, you know, I could put in the bottom. There's not one out there. So let's just kind of talk about diamond sprays in general and not necessarily just Hand American, because there are other makers out there that make a really good spray. We've got, you know, DMT, there's Ken Schwartz, Jende, Bark River, and don't forget Elizabeth Taylor White Diamond. That's a pretty neat spray too as well. But yeah, there are other makers out there. So to me, I absolutely love this stuff. It puts that final little bit of edge on my knife. Now, I ended up getting a little package for my birthday. At one point, they gave it was a deal, and I'm sure you could probably still find it out there, but 0.25 microns, which is 100,000 grit, 0.5 micron, which is 60,000 grit, and 1 micron, which is 14,000 grit. And 1 micron is the one that I really like it quite a bit. It's my kind of go-to spray. These other two do a great job, don't get me wrong, but I really like the fact that this gives you that really sticky bitey edge. You know, like it just, you know, when you touch your blade, you know that, damn, it's sharp. So now you can use this diamond spray on leather, you can use it on balsa wood or even wood. Now this here, I just kind of threw this together this morning. This was just simply a couple of cedar shims that I had laying around. I glued them together to make them flat, and I actually put a 1 and a 0.5 here too as well, just because you always want to label this stuff. I gave them a light sand here just to kind of prepare it a little bit, and then all I did is spray. And now if you've had any of these sprays in the past, I don't know about any of the other makes, but the tip seems to get a little bit clogged, and it just doesn't seem to spray. Like, you know, you just spray and it, you know, it sprays out. Where this is, you got to spray, you got to pull it out, spray, pull it out, and the pattern is no longer uniform. You know, I think this one here sprays in little clumps, and the 0.5 sprays in like a little half moon, and then the 0.25 micron just straight across. So you know, because this stuff is so I'm not gonna say valuable, but I mean, you know, I think back in the day, for these three was $60 American. Normally these were at the time, I think they're around $20, 21, $22 each. And then I'm sorry, I think it was around $49 American. So to grab the three, and so my son picked it up for me, and you know what, I've loved it ever since. Now, because the stuff is so kind of valuable, how I actually spray it is I'll grab, say, like, I made a couple of old strops here. They've been beaten up. They're my strops to go. Just I take them camping with me if I want to use the, you know, one of my kind of beater knives. That's what I use a lot of this stuff for. And I would just put it on top, then I'd spray it, and the overspray would hit your other strop, your bigger strop. And it just a little goes a long way, and it just saves it. Now, each one of these bottles here are 2 ounces. Now they say 3 to 5 sprays per application, and you'll get about 400 sprays to the whole bottle. So that gives you kind of a general idea of how much you're going to get on this. Now, to me, this puts your final edge on the strop. So now this diamond spray, you can spray it on wood, balsa wood, preferably a wood that's got a little bit of give to it. Some of these really super hard woods, it's almost like stropping on glass, and it's awfully tough. Where if you're going to strop on a little bit softer wood, it's quite a bit better. It gives you a way better edge, a way better feeling. You can spray it on leather, you can spray it on denim, you can spray it on just about any material whatsoever. I've even sprayed a little bit of this stuff on cardboard and stropped with it, and you can tell right away that this is pulling metal off your edge blade. So now, the other reason why you want kind of a diamond spray is you've got the super steels. Now this here is an S35VN, but on this one here, it's a ZDP 189 on this little dragonfly, and your super steels with the chromium oxide, it does work, but this works so much faster. So now we're going to try this as a ZDP 189. This hasn't been stropped, and I'm sure you're just going to be able to, tell right away. You can see that it is starting to darken up. It's pulling that metal right off, and you can see that it's starting to darken up right away. Now, then you flip over, and of course then you've got your 0.5, and the same thing. It's going to start pulling the metal right away, and this stuff it's amazing here. Let's do a little, can you see how it's just right away it is shaving. It is hair whittling sharp. And then of course you've got even something here, it's a little bit less steel here. This is unbelievable stuff. And then so I've just made myself a little bit of a strop, and eventually your wood is going to look like this. As you can see here, all this was a little piece of trim. I was using this to do some stuff in my kitchen, and I thought, hey, this is kind of nice. So I put a little bit of spray on it, and it's been kicking around for about the last year and a bit, and you can see how much metal it is pulled off. And that's the other thing about this diamond spray, as you can see, even though this is, blacker than my heart, it still will sharpen. It'll still strop too as well. So now, when you're going to use this stuff on leather, this here again is just a little inexpensive strop that I made. I was just bored one day and I had some old leather laying around, so I thought I'm gonna make a little strop that I can throw in my bag when I head out for work. I like to have a little go bag with me, and I'm sitting there at lunchtime waiting to to get my next victim, and I just pull out my knife and I strop it up, and it keeps it nice and hair whittling sharp, because I love having hair whittling knives no matter what. Now, so once you do have this on your leather and it does load up, now this here, even though it's dark, there's still a lot of stropping to go on this particular edge, or this particular side here. Now, you can see, I'm not sure you can see, but you can see that there's no hang up. Now, when your diamond sprayed leather starts to get too much metal in it, when you strop it, it'll feel sticky. It'll feel like your knife isn't gliding over top of it, and it'll be a little bit sticky. So that's when you want to clean up your edge. And now how you can clean up your edge on this, it's very, very simple. It's grab an eraser. Now I've got a specific eraser that I happen to have left at my camper, but this is just a regular mechanical pencil lead or eraser, and you can see all you do is just there, and you can see that it's cleaned it up. It's very, very simple, very, very easy to take care of. So would I recommend this? Absolutely. Now, with the diamond sprays out there, you're going to find that there's different ones. There's going to be diamond sprays that are water-based. There's going to be diamond sprays that are a little bit oil-based. And the oil-based ones there are there if whatever you're spraying your water-based emulsion on, if it doesn't like water, if it's something that'll rust or, then you'll want to use an oil-based. And that's why there's a different emulsion out there rather than water or oil-based. The other thing here too as well is these, when they sit for a long time, you can see all the diamonds go to the bottom. So you're going to want to shake the heck out of it every single time, and then that'll mix it all up. These are going to last you a very, very long time. These 2-ounce bottles here, in my 0.5 micron, I've got maybe this much left. In my half, I've got about this much left. And in my 1, I've got about this much left after 3 years and a bit. So they do go a long, long way. And you could, with these, you could bring a knife back to hair whittling with just a little bit of stropping. That's the big thing about this too as well, is it really cuts down a lot on your sharpening. So if you're the type of fella who uses your knife quite a bit, and you're out one day and say you're cutting a bunch of carpet and your knife is starting to dull up a little bit and you've got one of these sprays, try stropping it for a bit first. I'm sure that it'll bring it back, and you'll be amazed at how long you can take a knife without needing to sharpen it. These diamond sprays work so extremely well. So now the other thing here with these diamond sprays you'll see the difference. There's a polycrystalline and there's a monocrystalline, and I've tried to find some information on what the big difference is between the two, and near as I could tell, the polycrystalline one has got different cutting edges, so it's more jagged all the way around. So your fine diamond particle is more jagged all the way around, and when you're using it, it'll kind of crack off a little bit and it'll give you that more jagged edge. So you're going to want to use, that seems to be the one that will sharpen the fastest and leave you a little bit more of a toothy edge. Now the monocrystalline one seems to be, it's more uniform. The entire little particle is, like for instance, I'm not sure if you know what a morning star is, but you see, like there's a morning star that is like a little mace. That would be considered maybe your polycrystalline. And then you've got one, let's just say that's just basically a dice, like a cube. That'll be your monocrystalline one. Your monocrystalline one seems to last a little bit longer, and it also seems to do a finer job. That seems to be from what the research that I can get. Now, whoever's selling the monocrystalline one, they'll say that's the best. Whoever's selling the polycrystalline one, they'll say that's the best. Now, to me, it seems like you'd want to go with polycrystalline up until around 1 micron, but below 1 micron, you might want to go with the monocrystalline one because you are looking for that little bit finer edge. Now, I happen to like the 1 micron the best because it gives me that kind of toothy edge, and it gives me that really bitey sharp. Not that these don't, but it just seems the 1 micron in this Hand American spray seems to give me the edge that I like the best. So that's why probably I use that the most. Now, these will give you, even the 1 micron will give you a mirror polished edge, but none of these will make up for bad sharpening. So if you haven't done your work on your middling stones and your kind of your fine finishing stones. So if you're out there with your, say, let's just say your 1,000 grit stone, and then you move to let's say you've got a king stone and you've got your 1,000 and your 6,000. If you haven't done your 1,000, or then you say your 1,500 stone more to take out those deep scratches, this isn't going to do that. It's just going to give you a hell of a mirror polished edge with some fine scratches in it. So just to let you know, it doesn't, it's not a magic spray, but it is a damn good spray. So now, would I recommend this? I would recommend this if you're a knife guy, if you're a guy who wants to put some hair whittling edges on your blades. I would definitely recommend this. If you're just kind of a normal knife guy, you want to use your knife, you've got maybe 1 or 2. Do you need to spend the money? I don't think so. I think chromium oxide is quite good for you. So if you want, and this will last you for the rest of your life. But if you're a heavy knife guy, definitely invest in the diamond spray. Now there is some other sprays that are out there. There's a CBN spray, which is a cubic boron nitride spray, and it is second. There's a Mohs hardness scale, with diamond being the hardest and talc being the softest. Your CBN spray is just one below your diamond spray, and a big maker of that is Ken Schwartz. And the Agende too as well. Those are two big makers of that CBN spray. I think either one is going to be very fine for you. I haven't used the CBN spray, so I can't begin to tell you. But from what I've seen, the CBN spray seems to be a little bit more expensive than the diamond spray. Maybe because there's not as much being made. Now, the other thing too as well is you might want to do, and I'm going to be doing some investigating too as well, because I'm running out of my 1 micron here, and I know that there's a lot of, as soon as you put knife in front of it or stropping in front of it, it seems to jack up the price. Now there is a big demand for lapping sprays. Now they'll call it a diamond lapping spray in industry. So there could be a fella out there and he's making precise machined parts and he needs a diamond spray to machine it to a certain tolerance. Well, that diamond spray is going to be the same quality as this one, except it's not going to have knife in front of it and therefore not be 10 times the price. So as I investigate a little bit further, if I can find a really, really good value for this diamond spray, I'll leave an update video too as well. Just because, you know what, in these certain times, our hobby is not the least expensive hobby out there, and if we can save a few bucks, we will. And I will pass that along with you. Now, the other thing too, conversely, if you've got a really, really good diamond spray, and it's an industrial sort of type, please leave a link down in the bottom for the rest of us. We'll investigate, and I just appreciate it very, very much. So, thanks for stopping by. If you like what you saw, please hit the like and the subscribe. Excuse my voice here. I apologize for that. If you like and subscribe, if you like what you saw, please hit the like button and subscribe. Help me spread my voice, which is going away now. Remember, please stay safe out there. Keep your stick on the ice, the shiny side up. This is the Big Canucker saying adios.